好特别哦。这是他们的涂鸦墙、涂鸦像。
走上这个河就可以看到很多 famous。哦 ，This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. Top spot. 哦。
你好，欢迎来到品味之境的 Border of Taste， 我是以棒。今天跟着以棒的脚步，我们去一个城市叫做根特 Ghent。因为以棒有个好朋友是根特人，他从小在根特出生长大，所以他从小就跟他的奶奶呢，会拿着这个 pot， 就是陶瓷做的这罐子去装他们当地非常有名的芥末 mustard。然后呢，也会跟着他的同学们呢去这个 Fallen Angel 看看到底当地人是会带我们走去哪一些小店。同时呢，因为 Ghent 也是有很多运河的城市，就跟我最喜欢的布鲁日其实蛮近，大概30几分钟左右。所以我们看看这个小镇的运河风光跟布鲁日又有些什么不一样呢？我们去瞧瞧吧。
这都是根特大学的他们的 train， 就是 subway， 从 train station Ghent 一路坐到他们的 city center。是因为城市里面有很多年轻人，那 Ghent University 其实是在欧洲排名还算蛮前面的，要记录他们的市中心 Old Town。
When the rain stops, the sun clears again. You see the crowd back on the street again. You say this place in the summertime, Christmas time, it will be the ice skating.
Yeah, in the winter time.
In the winter time.
Christmas festival with marketplaces and pop-up stores.
So this must be new then.
Yeah, this is 2 years ago.
Oh.
3 years ago built.
This one?
This is Graffiti Street.
Graffiti Street.
Graffiti Straatje.
这是他们的涂鸦墙、涂鸦像。
比利时最被低估的一座中世纪城市肯定是根特了，因为 Ghent 它真正迷人的地方不是说它像布鲁日那么的观光，也不是像布鲁塞尔那么的繁忙，而是它不但保留了浓厚的中世纪氛围，又同时充满了这种学生城市的活力。你看这一条这么长的涂鸦墙，就是一个像这样的一个很鲜明的象征。
Interesting. It's longer than I thought, huh? Yeah, it's very artsy.
And then you have...
I am so happy to tour this with you.
Okay.
Because you are really the, like this is your childhood memory,
Yes,
so you know a
yes.
lot of local shops.
Yeah.
It's not like tourists. When tourists go, they just look at the shop front. They don't know the history. I love the story you tell me about like your grandmother's master, your
Yes.
high school
Yeah.
classmates, and her mother's shop. It's just so personal.
Yeah.
It's just something that you cannot interview or film with other professional hosts.
It's nice to do it.
You will be on this episode. You're the co-host. The canal is much bigger than the Bruges one. Yeah.
There is more water in Bruges than in Ghent. It does not go around Ghent because they closed some water by streets as well. They opened actually last year some places of the water by removing the streets, so the water.
走上这个河就可以看到很多 famous. Oh, this is beautiful. This is really beautiful. Top spot. Oh.
That's the Ghent Castle. This post office looks like a bookstore now.
如果只能在根特停留10分钟，我一定会推荐你站在这座桥上，因为在圣 Miguel 桥上呢，可以一次看见 整座城市最经典的风景，它们叫做根特三塔 The Three Towers of Ghent， 包含由圣尼古拉教堂、根特钟楼还有圣巴夫主教座堂。这三塔同框呢，可以代表了根特的天际线，也见证了中世纪商业、宗教跟城市自治的繁荣景象。
以前这个是放那个冷 Hope 的 painting， 在令小时候的时候，但是现在因为要付钱了，所以就已经移到地下室了。是蛮特别，你可以戴这个眼镜，然后就可以下去这个教堂的地窖，然后它就会把以前的生活全部都复刻出来，所以就可以透过这个 visual 看得出来以前的生活很特别。那你现在要付门票去看这个很有名的 Van Gogh 的这个 painting， 但听说有一个是 missing 了，到现在还是 remain mystery， 还是没有找到。So this is the semi-hill over there?
Yeah.
And then that's the Belfort?
Belfort, and behind us is St. Bav's Cathedral.
So that's the three
three
towers
of
Ghent.
Ghent. When we go around it, we'll see it from the other side on a bridge.
Okay.
Bridge.
Okay.
City Hill Bridge. Travenstein.
It's a castle.
Travenstein. Yeah,
Travenstein.
castle, yeah. From
What-
the war and the...
What is it famous
Period.
for? They kept some king or queen inside?
于1180年的格拉文斯丁城堡曾经是佛兰德伯爵的旧居，也是权力的象征。它曾经历经了战争、法院跟监狱等用途，也是比利时呢保存最完整的中世纪城堡之一哦。
It's the big cannon of Ghent. 就是像那个安平古堡一样。因为这个呢，过去下面呢，就是运河了，就是 canal 了。所以应该是要保护家乡的吧，一个这么大的一个大炮。
It's a meat
Meat market.
market, but it's
This
not
one?
open.
This
yeah,
one?
the building. Yeah.
Ah,
And Calvin has is a very small cafe. You see? It's
yes.
我们顺着这边走呢，就会走到一家叫 Fallen Angel 的店铺，另说是他以前国中同学开的，但有趣的是，旁边呢是他国中同学妈妈开的，跟他一个 PK 的店，我们去看看。
One side is the high school shop, and then this other one is her mother's shop. Let's go inside.
Comment.
这个是令国中同学的店，里面东西就比较多红曲的东西，然后在隔壁哦，这真的是紧隔壁哦，一个墙之隔的这个玻璃门打开来就是他妈妈的店。他妈妈的店呢，东西就很明显有比较多上一个世纪的东西，就很像一个淘宝店哦，很多那种跳蚤市场可以看到的，包含你现在看到很多明信片啊，然后很多唱片的封面啊，很有趣。
Also, more than 100 years old. Mustard. This
Mustard.
Peterden.
It's a mustard shop.
Yeah. Previously with my grandmother, I went there with her historic pot, empty pot.
Yes.
And we filled it with mustard from here.
Can I go see?
Yeah. And they still sell it. So this was the typical pot.
It looks like a honey. Looks like a honey pot. Oh, okay. So
And then they weigh the pot and then they put the mustard on top.
so you bring the empty pot
Yeah.
here and
Yeah.
then
They fill it. That's typical mustard with a wooden spoon.
ah,
That's
interesting.
my memory when I was a kid. We came here to buy And then a Tierentuin.
So the mustard is very famous here.
Yeah. But it's really pickling, eh? It's very, you see the...
Wow.
Those are the typical...
Oh my god. Oh.
It's the tradition.
Yeah. So I can do the whole spiel. So the company started in 70, so we do a seat here as well. It started in 1790, which is a long time ago. But they came into the shop in 1860. And we still make our mustard here in the basement of the building. So the mustard mills are downstairs. And then we can pump it up over here.
Okay.
So you can see it over here in the barrel. So I've got a little mustard here. We pump it straight from the mills downstairs. It comes in this barrel, and then we fill everything by hand too. My colleague is going to fill one right now.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So we've been doing that for more than 200 years now. Well, not us personally. Would you like to taste it a little bit?
Oh yes, please.
Yeah, it is a very strong mustard.
Is it like a honey mustard or is it?
It's
The Dijon mustard.
It's a bit like
it's a Ghent mustard.
it's a
Ghent
bit
mustard.
like wasabi or horseradish.
Wasabi.
Yeah, so it's got a nice kick to it.
It's our...
Ooh, that's a big.
It's a big...
It is a bit wasabi.
Yes, a bit like wasabi.
It's from Ghent.
It actually
Ghent mustard.
make you awake right away.
Or when you have a cold, it's very good to open your nose.
When
and
you
everything.
have a cold.
When you have a cold.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can eat it as a medicine.
And we eat it by almost every dish in Ghent. Because
But what do you mix with? With the fish or with
I
the
think
bread?
most people eat it with cheese.
Cheese.
Or with like a dried sausage, salami or something. It's really good. When you make mashed potatoes, put a spoonful
Mashed
of mustard.
potato.
When you make a salad dressing, some oil, some vinegar, a bit of mustard makes a very good salad dressing. You can use it as a coating for chicken and then put it in the oven. When you make a cream sauce, put mustard in there. So when you make the Belgian beef stew, there has to be some mustard in there.
Really?
Yeah.
you
Okay.
need to put mustard on your slice of bread.
Yeah, and then
go
put
It's
it
a
up.
transitional again. What is the shelf life for this?
1 year.
Okay, I'm gonna get 1 can of this because it's 1 year. Yeah.
So there we go.
Wow. Such a big spoon.
Yeah, it is. It takes some time to learn.
To learn and not to mess up on your. You are so professional. Oh my
thank
god.
You, thank you.
But Ling said that in the old time you can bring your own pot. Still fill it in.
Yes.
Still.
So people they bring their own glass jars or their own stone jars.
The stone jars.
Or if you have a pot at home that you think I want mustard in it, we fill it with the mustard, of course. That's no problem.
Oh,
I went
okay.
with my grandma with that type of stone jar
Yeah.
to here to fill it up. And then
That is so cool.
now you know how my childhood was.
Yes.
My memories.
Yeah, and what I really like is still we make still everything by hand here in the basement, and we do it with a really small team as well. So everyone that works here, we know how to make products. We do everything ourselves.
But what did you put inside to make it have a wasabi smell?
It's only mustard seeds, vinegar, and vinegar and salt. Mustard seeds, vinegar, and salt. So it's only 3 ingredients.
Only mustard, vinegar, and so there's no wasabi.
No, but-
but how come I taste a very strong?
It's the type of mustard seed that we use. A special name?
Yeah,
We
what's-
call it Tierentuin mustard. That's the name of our shop. Yeah.
Tierentuin mustard.
Yeah.
OK。我今天最开心就是我去这个 master 店的时候，那个女生我就跟她说哦 ，Don't forget to subscribe Border of Taste。她就说我有。原来我们有很多的 subscriber 也是在比利时，我有点欣慰，就觉得这样子我走这么多路都值得了。那如果你还想要以棒带你去看看欧洲些什么不同的城市，麻烦你留言给我，我会尽量想办法达成你们的愿望，然后带你们去东走西走都看看，多探索一下品味的境界。那我们 Border of Taste 下次见喽，拜拜。